Time to prepare JJ for her ultimate journey, returning her to the wild. The release of JJ was always the goal, but it was far from simple. Releasing a 30-foot, 19,000-pound whale back into the ocean required meticulous planning, advanced equipment, and a lot of teamwork. The first step was ensuring JJ was ready for life in the wild. During her rehabilitation, the team worked to minimize human interaction as much as possible, teaching her to hunt for food on her own and preparing her for life in the ocean. Once JJ was deemed ready, the logistics of transporting her from SeaWorld to the Pacific Ocean became the next challenge. How do you safely move a whale that weighs as much as a bus? The solution involved a custom-made which would take her out to the open ocean. The vessel sailed several miles offshore, away from busy ports and shipping lanes, to ensure JJ could safely re-enter her natural habitat. Once the team reached the release site, JJ was gently lowered into the water using her custom sling. As soon as she touched the ocean, JJ took a deep breath and swam away, diving into the depths and disappearing from sight. It was a bittersweet moment for the team that had cared for her so lovingly, but it was also a triumphant one. They had achieved what many thought was impossible. After JJ's release, she was fitted with a tracking tag that allowed researchers to monitor her movements. She was observed swimming strongly and adapting well to her new environment. However, as a wild animal, JJ eventually ventured beyond the range of her tracking device, and habitat loss, ship strikes, and entanglement in fishing gear. Importantly, JJ became an ambassador for her species, inspiring millions of people around the world to care more deeply about marine life. Her story highlighted the importance of conservation efforts and the role humans can play in helping animals in need. Number 4. Bullwinkle Oil Platform. When it comes to jaw-dropping feats of engineering, few things can compare to the Bullwinkle Oil Platform. Standing at an astounding 1,736 feet tall, this massive oil platform is taller than the Empire State Building and weighs a staggering 50,000 tons. To this day, it remains one of the tallest structures ever built by humans, and the fact that it was transported 380 miles across the Gulf of Mexico. It was built to extract oil and gas from deep beneath the seabed, and its towering height was necessary to anchor it securely in over 1,300 feet of water. The platform is made up of two main parts: the jacket, a steel framework that sits below the water, and the top sides, which house the drilling equipment and living quarters for workers. What sets Bullwinkle apart from most other oil platforms is its enormous size. At a total length of over 700 feet, with 380 feet above water and 1,353 feet below, it's one of the largest oil platforms in the world. But building it was only half the battle. Getting it to its destination in the Gulf of Mexico was a challenge like no other. The construction of the Bullwinkle Oil Platform, requiring thousands of workers and a mind-boggling amount of steel and engineering expertise. By 1989, the Bullwinkle jacket was complete, and the next phase of the operation began, transporting the colossal structure over 390 miles to its final location in the Gulf of Mexico. Transporting something as massive as the Bullwinkle Oil Platform was no ordinary task. The solution? A custom-built barge stretching 853 feet long was designed specifically to carry the jacket. This barge was one of the largest ever constructed, capable of supporting the immense weight of the steel framework. 4 powerful tugboats were then tasked with towing the barge and the Bullwinkle jacket out to sea. The operation required and on course. Despite the challenges, The team successfully navigated the 380-mile journey, bringing the Bullwinkle oil platform to its designated location in the Gulf of Mexico. Once the Bullwinkle jacket arrived at its destination, the next challenge was placing it on the ocean floor. This process, known as launching, involved sliding the platform off the barge and sinking it into position. Workers climbed onto the semi-submerged structure and activated its hydraulic flood system, which filled the hollow legs with water to make it sink. The jacket slowly descended 1,053 feet to the seabed, where it was anchored securely in place. This required precise engineering to ensure the platform settled evenly and wouldn't tilt or shift due to underwater currents. A testament to what humans can achieve with cutting-edge technology and teamwork. At 1,136 feet, the Bullwinkle oil platform is one of the tallest structures ever built, taller than most skyscrapers. The jacket alone weighs 50,000 tons, making it one of the heaviest structures ever moved across the ocean. Its steel jacket was specifically engineered to withstand the harsh conditions of the Gulf of Mexico, including strong currents and hurricanes. The platform has been a critical part of oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico, generating millions of dollars in revenue each year. Today, the Bullwinkle oil platform remains a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. It continues to operate in the Gulf of Mexico, pumping oil and gas to meet the world's energy needs. These massive temples, carved into a mountainside in 13th century BC, stood strong for over 3,000 years before they faced a modern threat: the construction of the Aswan High Dam in Egypt in the 1960s. Without intervention, the temples would have been submerged under the rising waters of Lake Nasser, a reservoir created by the dam. What followed was a daring rescue mission involving cutting, lifting, and relocating an entire mountain of history. The relocation of the Abu Simbel temples remains one of the most impressive engineering feats in human history. Let's dive into the incredible story of how this ancient wonder was saved. The Abu Simbel temples were built during the reign of Pharaoh Ramses II, one of Egypt's most powerful princes of the Great Temple. The interiors are equally stunning, with intricate carvings and murals depicting Ramses' military victories, religious devotion, and divine power. The temples weren't just monuments, they were a statement of Ramses' might and a way to impress Egypt's southern neighbors and discourage potential invaders. For thousands of years, the temples stood as a testament to ancient Egyptian ingenuity. But by the 20th century, the rise of modern infrastructure threatened their survival. In the 1960s, the Egyptian government began construction of the Aswan High Dam, a massive project designed to control flooding, generate hydroelectric power, and improve irrigation. While the dam promised economic and agricultural benefits, it also came with a heavy cost. Relocating the Abu Simbel temples was a monumental challenge. The temples weren't just large, they were carved directly into the rock face of a mountain. Moving them intact was impossible. After much debate, engineers and archaeologists decided to cut the temples into pieces and reassemble them at a new site, 210 feet higher and 650 feet farther inland from their original location. The process began in 1964 and required a massive international effort. Specialists from around the world, including engineers, archaeologists, and construction workers, came together to ensure the temples were preserved. Using specialized marble cutting tools, engineers carefully divided the temples into more than 1,000 blocks. These blocks weighed anywhere from 20 looked as they did before the move. To maintain the original aesthetic, engineers built an artificial hill around the relocated temples, mimicking the natural cliff face they were originally carved into. The entire project took 4 years to complete, finishing in 1968. When it was done, the Abu Simbel temples stood once again, looking as majestic as ever, only now they were safe from the waters of Lake Nasser. The relocation of the Abu Simbel temples wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a triumph of international cooperation and cultural preservation. Moving 1,000-plus blocks, each weighing tens of tons, was an enormous logistical challenge. It required cutting-edge technology and thousands of workers. The temples were reassembled with such accuracy that it's almost impossible to tell together for a common cause. Today, the Abu Simbel temples remain one of Egypt's most popular tourist attractions, drawing visitors from around the world. Their relocation is a reminder of the lengths humanity will go to preserve its history and culture. The temples also stand as a testament to the brilliance of ancient Egyptian engineering and the determination of modern engineers to protect it. Thanks for watching another episode. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.